உங்களுக்கு தெரியாதுக்கா, அங்கே பாருங்க, சும்மா இருங்க, தெரியாது உங்களுக்கு. இது எடுத்துட்டு அப்படியே வரமாமா. இந்த வீட்டு பாருங்க சார். இப்போதான் சார், ஒரு மணி நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி சார்.
அவங்க இருந்தே அவங்க மீறிட்டு தான் வராங்க. அடுத்த செகண்ட் நினைச்சா அவங்க ரிசர்வ் வரைக்கும் எல்லாத்தையும் பண்ணிடுவான். அதுக்கு பல வரைக்கும் வர வச்சு அவங்க எல்லாம் பண்ணிடுவான். சூரிய மொத்தமே ஒரு 5000 பேர் அவ்வளோ பேர் வராங்க.
I'll start with a brief about the issue in discussion today. Veeralur is located in Thiruvannamali district. The issue started when the Arundhathiyar community claimed their rights to use the public road to carry their dear departed for the last rites with the help of the district authorities. On the 16th of January 2022, the caste groups that entitled themselves as dominant organized as a group and went into the Arundhathiyar colony and attacked for claiming access to the public road. Though the violence was organized by the caste Hindu groups, the popular media and newspapers wrote about this as clash. This gives a wrong understanding that both parties have equal ground in this violence. The role of law enforcement agencies while the violence was happening on the ground stopped with mildly begging the mob to stop it. They did not exercise the law or authority to stop the violence. The material earnings and hard-earned properties were specifically targeted and damaged. The caste-based political parties, specifically the intermediate castes, thrive on such violence. The authorities took the sides with the offenders. There are multiple reports from fact-finding committees and video evidences for these atrocities. After a lot of efforts from the activist and social justice parties, the case was filed under SCST Atrocities Act, and some arrests were made after a long struggle. Now, the question is, will the Indian legal system and judiciary uphold the justice? Dr. Venkatesan initiated a letter to the National Commission for Scheduled Caste regarding this issue. He wrote about how the Arundhathiyar people were attacked and the law enforcement agencies, including the DSP, inspector, constables, revenue officials, were mere spectators, mentioning in the letter that this is an example about overall systems intentionally refused and neglect to consider to take actions on the atrocities that are carried out on scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. As officials are a part of the atrocities and there is a refusal and denial of their duties, action has to be taken on them also. He wrote this urging the National Commission of SCST to intervene so that the justice is served. I welcome Dr. Venkatesan to give us detailed views on this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning and good evening to one and all. So in this one, I want to say, having given a brief view about the Veeralur issue, I don't know anything about it. Once I come to know only on 18th night, a little bit about there is an issue happening over there. But after my court proceedings, I had the opportunity to go to con market for 2-3 legal issues. There is an economic offence thing. There is one tribunal over there. Thereafter, I had a chance to go to National Commission for Scheduled Caste. And there I verified the issue. They also cross-checked with me. Is there anything happening? Then through phone, I checked with other peoples. Then I found, yes, there are issues. And I found this happened in the presence of government officials. That is the thing. That shocked me actually. Why it should have been prevented by the government officials. And that did not happen. That was a mob violence actually. It generally happens. But prior going to the issue, I want to say something. So Tamilnadu is a different state than other states of India. Being so because of the social justice movement and Dravidian movement that taken place for past 100 years. And due to this process, the non-Brahmins, it may be a forward caste or whatever the caste, non-Brahmins had more mobilization, both from the perspective of economy, education, political empowerment. And we can see the upper OBCs, I can say other OBCs are among OBCs, they had more influence over the movement and they were in the political system for a long time. Thereafter, the most backward, the backward OBC also trying to get into that political systems and other economic and empowerment, and they are also in the part of the mainstream. And we can see that MBCs are they are majority in population, but still they are in deprived states among backward caste because of their economic and they're a little bit deprived from the other OBCs. Now they are also trying to be in the forefront of the empowerment. What you can see is because of the lack of education and other economic deprivations, they are very closer to the scheduled caste actually. They may be landowners, but other things are there. So the main connection is between these MBCs, or we can say, I won't say any community as such. So we can see they will be the more oppressor. They will carry out all the caste atrocities. They are the major soldiers of carrying out caste atrocities. Backward community in general, and we can see most backward community thereafter. They are carrying out more. We can say in between those majority community used to carry out caste atrocities on the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. This we can see that. And the Dravidian movement has given more opportunity to everyone, but it has failed to address as much as it could do with the issues of SC/STs. They failed anyway. They have done something, but not in an appreciable state. That we can see when compared to other states that has been carried out for SC/STs, that has not happened in Tamil Nadu. With this introduction, I can say that the issue is that everyone has someone may say that I am free from caste prejudice. I have get rid of the caste identity, but in reality, it cannot happen so. But prior to that, I want to read out one statement, recent statement given by our the former Chief Justice of India and present MP. What this statement is very vital. What he says is that corruption is an age-old practice. And when they were asking the question to the present, the MP and the ex-CJ of India, he said that corruption is the age-old practice and it is prevalent in the judiciary, and judges are not from heavens. They're not from heaven. This is very important. Corruption, I am not saying economic corruptions. It may be a political corruptions, it may be moral corruptions, ethical corruptions, it may be professional corruptions also. So in this context only you have to see how the corruption has to be understood, how it prevails in the judiciary, and how it has been acknowledged by the ex-Chief Justice of India, who fought against during his tenure again by the Chief Justice for denying the equal space for the collegium. So that's the very Chief Justice. Now in this context, let us come to our issue, and we can say that I'm not accusing. Whatever I'm saying is my personal I will take my personal views. It is not connected with anyone's or any organizations. With this statement, I will take forward that the judiciary, whether it is taking care of the present systems to address the issue. With the latest judgment 1 year back, the judiciary, the Supreme Court of India has given direction to all the judicial systems and other non-judicial systems to sensitize the gender issues, because the judges themselves are not sensible to the gender issues. This is very important judgment in the light of gender sensitization. In the similar manner, the Supreme Court of India should take the issue very sensibly. Why? Is after 2018, the amendment was carried out when the Supreme Court has said that in the SC/ST matter, the prior approval of the for arrest of a accused, prior approval of the SP is required for non-officials, and for arresting of the accused from the official background, they have to take the approval of the government of appointed authority. It was struck down by amendment by inserting section 18A. Very important. So the prior approval was not required. Thereafter, to arrest, no prior investigation is also not required. So this one, what the present scenario, you have to understand this issue is, there are two sections, charging section, section 3 of SC/ST Act and section 4 of SC/ST Act. Section 3 talks about the overall atrocities that is to be carried out under public, and how the charges has to be framed. For example, a denial of accessing the public places and a denial of accessing the schools, colleges. Not only that, and any type of atrocities carried out on women or by caste name, or getting into the land, grabbing of the land. It may be a land, they may not be the owner of the land, they may be using the land. It may be a lease, or it may be by any other manner, or by any, without any document also they may be using. So any kind of atrocities, lot of chargings, a lot of offenses that are framed under charging sections 3. Under section 3. Thereafter, under section 4, you can see that the denial of the duty or dereliction of the duty by the officials. So I have filed the case before the National Commission on knowing this, the atrocities were carried out in the presence of, I am not a victim of the systems, nor the complainant. I mean, I am not the victim of the systems. I am as a advocate, as a advocate, a sensible advocate, as a sensible citizen. I have, on knowing to know that, I am on coming to know that the incident has occurred. So I have given a complaint, not on the accused who had carried out these atrocities, but on the officials who could be charged under section 4, because these atrocities were carried out in the presence of the officials, where they could have prevented this one. So they should have taken a very cautious approach to prevent this one, which they failed. So, and I come to know thereafter, it has been carried out, my preliminary investigation or inquiry or data which I collected, it reveals to me that it has been in collusion with the police officials and revenue authorities, in collusion with the accused perpetrators of this violence. How this could have been prevented is, they should have kept the peace meeting. Peace meeting is not a mandatory for every atrocities that is being carried out on SC/STs. By way of peace meeting, what I personally feel is, by way of peace meet, they are further victimized, because here, when the atrocities has been carried out, a complaint has been lodged on which they fail to take a proper action. But thereafter, come, let us have a peace meet. This is the call given by the officials to both sections. But the peace meet have been carried out in the presence of the mob, more than 1,000 people from the OBC sections, and 4 or 5 people representative from that SC background. So how they can manage it? That itself is, illogical, I can say. They should have carried out a place where this could have been prevented. This incident could have been prevented. But very interesting information is, I'm sorry to say that the the mastermind behind this incident is mostly from DMK background. The cadres of DMK, local village people only carried out along with the officials. So far, they have been not yet arrested. All the other accused have been arrested, but DMK cadres are not yet arrested, not yet been arrested. This itself shows that why the government is very reluctant to take action on the accused. Now we can see that the access of the common road is not it could have been other historical reasons. What I learned from them, from the local people, is what has actually happened. This is some 40 years issue. And they've been, due to the demand for assessing the graveyard, they've been assigned a separate road around 25 to 30 years back. The similar issue had occurred earlier also many times. This is not the first time that has occurred. Their roads have been encroached by other scheduled castes also, where they were closer to that road. And now it is very difficult for them to cross that very narrow road with vehicles or even carrying over the shoulders, the dead body carrying over the shoulders. It found them very difficult, and the road, because of the long use, because people are not dying every month, so the road has been completely in dilapidated state. They cannot use it. It is in a unusable state, I can say. So when this type of things occurred, they had to use to assess the main road, which had been denied. But 2005, the similar issue, what had happened now, had happened in 2005 also, where one of the senior person died due to illness, was not permitted to take through the vehicle. The dead body for burial, they would not permitted to take. Somehow the car driver managed it with high speed, and he has helped them in burying that body. So what you can see, the vehicle driver is helped in a way. But that time also similar incident happened. Around 2005, similar incident happened, but the police did not take action on the accused. Now it has come to limelight for many reasons, because youngsters have come out openly to take up this issue as a very serious matter, because they cannot tolerate further. The awareness, political awareness, made them to take up the issues. But what we can see is the police, that Revenue and Police Authority, is duty bound. Since similar incident happened in the 11th and the 12th of January and 16th of January, similar incident. So 2 dead bodies happened within the span of 3 days. And they were facing similar issues. And the Revenue Authority, in spite of giving the instruction to the OBCs, don't do this kind of things, they carried out, because they should have prevented this issue thereafter, but they did not. And they were very lethargic, in spite of the more, what I'm saying is, more danger to the life and property and to their livelihood of the SCSTs, their SCs. They did not take it very seriously, because it is the casual manner. They take it casual manner. There may be the many reasons for it, but they took it in a casual manner. They did not take the action further. So in this pretext, they carried out atrocities in collusion. That's the thing I can say, because they could have prevented it, and they should have, while coming for the carrying out the peace meeting, they should have come with a good protection, because the issues are pending for almost 15 to 20 years. That issue is not a new issue. In spite of that, they failed to take the proper protections and adequate measures to prevent it. This is the clear evidence. And moreover, it has been carried out with all the political parties. The majority communities, not just 1 years alone, but other OBCs are also there. So other OBC communities are also there. But we can see that they had a prayer meeting, very important. They had a prayer meeting from 11th till 17th. I mean, till 16th. They had a prayer meeting. Many village caste meetings were carried out, and they planned in a very strategic manner how to carry out. They were equipped with the weapons to carry out atrocities, knowingly that these things are the common when some caste issues or caste violence or this kind of, the police should have taken a preventive measure. This is on this base only I have given complaint against the police officials, revenue officials. Yeah, moreover, the people of this SC background are landless people and they are agricultural laborers. They have to, next day, they have to depend, even if they are giving a complaint, they have to depend on the caste students only or OBCs only or further livelihood. So they can't be in a very strong position to fight against them. Moreover, subsequent incidents, I am going to narrate how the subsequent incident happened. And coming to know this one, I immediately given, this is the first time the history of National Commission for Scheduled Caste, where they proactively taken the issue within a span of, I can say, 2 hours, maximum 2 hours. I have given the complaint around 4 o'clock, something 3:30 to 4 o'clock, within that. And they immediately issued, prepared a notice and immediately issued to the higher authority. And then I got a copy and the next day alone. Thereafter, I given to the media. So we can see that once it reached to the media, then only, very important, then only the police authority got into action. Thereafter, seeing the quantum of impact, I can say, the quantum of impact due to atrocities, the commission has made a spot visit. That is on last, within 4 days, I can say, within 4 days of getting the complaint, they went for the spot visit, and they informed me that being a complaint, possible be there in the spot, on the spot. On Monday, last Monday, after finishing my court proceedings, I immediately booked a ticket on the evening. I reached over to the spot and I found to my surprise that the quantum of damage happened to them was, I mean, we cannot, I mean, compensate them in any way, because that is the hard-earned money for them for such a long period of time. And here I could see that whatever the Dravidian politics claim that they have given much more development to the SC/STs is not reflected over on that place. The reasons are there is not even, I mean, 3 or 4 government or maximum 5 houses, around 350 to 400 scheduled caste families that place, families are in that place. Around 4 to 10, maximum you can say 10 government, the group of schemes. That is the scheme issued by the AD welfare schemes. That is Adi Dirada welfare schemes have been allotted to them. The remaining houses are constructed by them alone, by the hard work money they earned. That is, we can see, we cannot see is the colony household type. It is a Pakka caste Hindu type household. We can see that. That is the only thing we can see, that it is very difficult to differentiate. This is SC colony. And we can see that. So they did not get any benefits by housing schemes. They did not get any benefits of any basic communities over there. Drainage is running in between the state. We can see all drainage, all the sewage water is running in between the states. And I found that I inquired about the same with the BDO and revenue authorities. They told, yes, sir, we are taking, but they have not taken so far. And we can see moreover there, the development, post-developments, after getting this complaint, what we can see that the revenue authorities trying to show that they will do something to the authorities. The very interesting thing is the Superintendent of Police, Mr. Pavan Kumar Reddy, has not even met the people. In spite of all these events, he has not even met the people. He came to the spot. He just met the police officials picketing over there, and he met them. Thereafter, he returned. People are awaiting to meet him. They were awaiting, they were inviting him, come inside, see us, how the atrocities were carried on our property, where there all the two-wheelers have been completely smashed, actually. We can say they can't be in a usable state. And their windows have been completely, all the windows have been broken, doors have been cut, and the meter box, those are the material damage. But many people were hurt, actually. But SP, I can say SP was more, cautious, not permitting them. to take medical treatment. He went to the people to meet the people only in the hospital and told it is Corona time, get away from the hospital. You got the basic treatment. Many people were injured. They have the broken, hands, and bone fracture were more for many people. And stitches were then 7 to 10 stitches. One person I could see around 7 stitches on over his head. And he was not permitted even to go for any scanning. They were immediately discharged because that will become the medical, one of the documentary evidence, medical evidence actually. That has been, the government is very cautious. I can say the government alone, because the government should take, no, it is the government alone. We cannot blame just the official alone. It is the government. After coming to know this incident, government should have taken a serious step. But the SP is very knowingly made sure that there should not be any further, the witness, creation of witness. So the medical, evidence and witness also, I can say evidence, medical evidence has been completely now erased. The people were not permitted to admit in any of the government hospitals because they don't have money to go to the private hospital for any treatment. They've been prevented. That witness, documents of the medical documents have been completely, I can say collapsed. That is the primary evidence for primary and vital evidence for proving that they have been hurt or they have been. Now it is on life 307 has to be applied on the, section 307. The accused should be charged under section 307, but that did not happen. After the intervention of the commission only, that has happened. I will say the commission, we can see how the issue has happened here. The commission on reaching the spot, they were given wrong information. Prior to reaching the spot, they were given a wrong information to make sure they should not reach the spot. But with the proper communication between us and the commission, we were able to make sure they reach the spot, and they made sure every efforts not to visit the people, not to meet the people, and not to witness the actual damage carried out on the property, as well as the hurt carried out on the people. Surrounded, the police surrounded the NCSC commission, that is national NCSC, that's Vice Chairman NCSC, to visit the spot by just protecting him, completely preventing him to witness and to observe what has actually happened over there. But because of our intervention only, the police personnel were moved away, and we explained them what has actually happened and what are the damages, material, as well as to the lives of the people, damages, hurt that has been carried out on the people. Now we can see that thereafter, very interestingly, he had sensed the issue, seriousness of the issue. Thereafter, he told, yes, he has been permitted to, visit only one state, but there are 4 or 5 states, that did not happen. But he has witnessed the main state where the major damages been carried out. Thereafter, there was immediately some temporary camp adjacent to that SC locality, where he told that he want to see everyone with their complaints, whatever they are willing to give. He kept all the officials outside and he met them. Very important. He met them personally one-to-one, and he received their complaints and heard their grievances. Thereafter, he collected all the complaints. After collecting the complaints, thereafter he called officials. Why? I don't know what happened. During the hearing of the grievance of the complainants, I was there. But when the meeting was carried out with the officials, I was not there. But officials were they have prevented me, first of all, because I being the complainant, they prevented me. Not only me, some of the, some of our groups who carried out, it is not me as thereafter it has become a group activity. I gave as a complainant, my complaint was individual. Thereafter, there are some good people who are socially active. We formed a group thereafter, and we went to the spot and we were prevented. The group we were prevented to assist the commission as well as to assist the public. I mean victims. Thereafter, what happened was they made sure that these people are more vigilant. They should not be permitted to meet the vice chairman during the course of the inquiry and investigation. But however, we were permitted by our, I mean, strong fighting with them only. And we have helped the commissions because there is a language issue, because the local people know only Tamil. So I have to translate them. I mean, I did not go. After meeting the commission told kindly help them to tell them what has actually happened. I translated them. Thereafter, I given the in charge to some other people also. They did they helped the commission to understand what has actually happened. Very interestingly, one lady spoke in Hindi from the scheduled caste background, spoke in a good Hindi to narrate the incident completely to the commission, and he understood from the, it is a raw language actually. It is not any legal language or anything which can be fabricated. It is a raw language with a real fact. She has communicated to the vice chairman in that Hindi, and he understood it furthermore. Thereafter, he had a meeting with the officials, and he came for press meeting after having the meetings with the officials and the complainants. He said that there is a false complaint. All the victims claimed false complaints were given against them, and 2 FIRs were, I mean, filed against them. So it has to be withdrawn, because very interestingly, Section 307 has been filed on the victims for fighting or claiming their rights. So we cannot say the police did not do anything wrong against the victims. It itself is clear evidence. Filing a false case, whenever there is a complaint from scheduled caste and scheduled tribe generally, or any kind of victims, immediately there will be a counter case. And this is another example. And filing a normal section for the accused who carried out the perpetrators of the violence under normal sections, and a counter complaint in a very strong, under very strong sections, they cannot even get the plea. Thereafter, this is a strategy generally used by the police, the ruling parties, whatever the ruling party. I am not accusing the DMK. It may be ADMK or whatever the ruling party. This is a common strategy. You can see that. In the course of the time, by invoking the strong section on the victims, they are forced to budge. Very important. They are forced to budge to the negotiation that withdraw the case. Otherwise, you will face a consequence. And the investigations will be carried out in a very strong manner that the victims can never escape, and they were forced to budge. But the accused are not, the investigations are not taken in a proper manner, so that the accused can get relief, or on the benefit of doubts, on other grounds, they will get away. That's how in this scenario also, in this case also, similar things happen. What we can see here is, so far, no proper investigation has been carried out, and no proper inquiry has been carried out. No collection of material evidence has been carried out, and medical evidence has been already, it's very vital, important evidence, already has been, I mean, not created, or we can say prevented from creation. Thereafter, we can see that once they come to know that commission is going to come over there, they started distributing the compensation. Almost after 14 days, we can say. Almost 7-8 days, not 14 days, 7-8 days, we can say. In a hurriedly manner, actually, so that they have to show that they have already issued. But they did not. The people denied to accept, very important, they told, the people denied to accept the compensation, stating that that these people are not this complaint is not given to get a compensation. Rather, the complaint was given to get the justice. Very important. A complaint was given to get the justice and put the culprits behind the bar, not to get the compensation. Compensation is not their priority, they're told, because by getting compensation, doesn't mean they will get the justice. That's the way. But the accused, there are some versions from the accused which I heard that, I learned from them. The accused means not exact accused, under dependents. That is, I can say OBC people, they started claiming that because of their beatings, only they are getting the money. The scheduled castes are getting the money. So they are getting money from the government. They are making sure that they are getting money in spite of beating them also. So what I am saying is, in spite of carrying out atrocity in scheduled caste, they ensure that government gives them the compensation. So their mindset is, then it comes to the common public view that, okay, it is looking like a government sponsored program. Okay, non-scheduled caste will beat scheduled caste. Government is ready to sponsor the scheduled caste in way of compensation or damage. That is the common mindset I observed on reaching the spot. This is not appreciable. So it is not a kind of untouchability, I can say. It's much beyond untouchability from the observations and the mindset of the public as well as from the officials. So untouchability, the definition of untouchability cannot go with just physical touch. It doesn't connect with the touching of the body. It goes much beyond that. That's the reason I quoted the quotation quoted the statement said by the ex-CJ of India. It is part of the system, corruption, and it is pervading, and judges from the Supreme Court are not from heaven. So I want to correlate with this one. The untouchability is not just connected with the touching of the physique or body, but it goes beyond that. That's the thing. It is part of the social culture. In India, it's a part of the social culture. And the untouchability is not just with physique, it goes beyond that. And we can see the dimension of the untouchability is not yet studied legally, judicially also, and even in social background also. What I'm saying is, in social perspective also, it is not completely studied. That's what I could say from this one. Thereafter, what is the subsequent events? So there is already a government initiation not to collect the evidence, not to have the proper evidence, and may ensure that many complaints were given by the different victims, but it has been, those complaints were not even registered. Only one complaint was registered. That was, the complaint name was Mr. Muthuraman. Actually, he's a DMK candidate. He's a DMK candidate. He is from scheduled caste. He is a DMK candidate, and we can see that there is a pressure after the visit of NCSC that withdraw the complaint, or come for a compromise, or come for the peace meeting. Let us start out these issues. Or and there is one information I got. It has to be verified that Mr. Subramani, the advocate of one advocate from DMKV, has been entrusted to how to divert the issue, and he met in this regard SP also. He is in good contact, since he is from the party, he is in good contact with all the ruling MLAs, ministers over there, and they are trying to divert the issue. And minister, very interestingly, has not met the people, and immediately thereafter, he may say whatever the reasons, minister, MLA, all the people, they met them after 15 days. And there was agitation. They were claiming that police did not permit them to visit them, to meet the victims. But it's wrong actually. The public, the victims denied their entry. Very important. Denied their entry, stating that you are not permitted to meet us after 15 days. You are in and around. You should have met us immediately. You should have soothed our feelings. You should have softened our feelings. You should have seen us. Empathy and sympathy has not happened from the ruling party. Local, they were, because the perpetrators are from their own parties. They were very eager in protecting them, because their political damage will get tarnished. That is the thing. It is, see, we can see that when any atrocities carried out by the local political people of the ruling party, generally irrespective of the ruling party, they will try to protect. And DMK has proved it again, claiming themselves as a social justice party. They failed it actually. They don't have a right to, they were giving the anti-BJP slogans. That's perfect by your whatever the philosophy or whatever political things. But what you have done, You should have not done the same. What you are claiming against BJP, you should have not completely done the same. And what is the if you are doing the same like what you are claiming BJP is doing, then you are no difference from BJP. You are claiming that BJP's cause is religious. Okay, fine. That's the issue. But you are doing the same. That is wrong, actually. That is not appreciable. Nobody can say that the CM doesn't know that. I think police is under his control and he knows everything. And he cannot depend on the police information. He has to verify it. As a moral ground, on moral ground, he should have removed all the perpetrators of the violence from his political party. Even now, he has not taken the action. It is not a single incident. I can say many other incidents. Similar incident happened in under the blessings of one minister, where they have done similar atrocities on scheduled caste. That is similar. That complaint is also pending before NCSE again that minister and again those accused. And very interestingly, because of protecting them, those accused has carried out POXO, raped a girl, where the complaints, even after filing the complaint was not registered, and now thereafter child marriages to protect from the POXO. So we can see that it is not that it is an appeal to the CM Stalin that to take the issues very seriously if it has been carried out by your official bearers or any of the party cadres. In spite of him taking to your notice, taking to his notice is not even bothered. This is not appreciable. This is not appreciable because they have to also elevate, actually, or we can say levitate themselves from the past experience, not to repeat the same. And in this incident, we can say that the Dalit organizations and Periyarist organizations who were what I can say, in coalition with the DMK, they did not come in a very strong footing to say against this incident. I can say that. So in this scenario, I can say that having said the present situation, it should have been tackled in a very genuine manner. Commission, on seeing the things, has given direction to officials. That day, ADGP, if I'm correct, ADGP was there and Principal Secretary was there, along with DIG and 3-4 SPs over there. And the direction to them was that change the IO, very important. Change the IO and immediately compensate them and carry out the quantum of damage, calculate the quantum of damage that has been given, that has taken place to the property, and give and ensure that section 307 has been invoked against the accused, and give a proper protection to the victims. And unbiased investigation has to be carried out. And if any officials are found to be, because the EU is said very serious note, that it has taken place in front of officials. This is not appreciable. And the officials found to be involved in this one, they should be, legal action has to be taken on them. Thereafter, I come to know, I am not sure, transfer has been carried out by the officials who were on the spot during the time of the occurrence incident. Here we can see that so far, I can say that the proper quantification of the compensations or calculation of the compensation and damages has been not carried out in a proper manner, or even the proper investigation and inquiry as I come to know, new DSP has been appointed in that post. Mr. Gunasegaran, if I'm correct. Yesterday only I come to know, because while preparing for this talk, I was collecting some of the information thereafter. Has been appointed, but I don't know, but he has not yet carried out any investigation and inquiries so far in this manner. We can see that what could be the consequences. Medical evidence has been completely, now itself has been closed. Thereafter, witness. What I can say is the witness or there is no proper investigation, no inquiry, that in due course that will also disappear, or you can say it can get volatilized. Thereafter, we can see that now they are pressurizing to come for a peace meeting to settle it out. This is another victimization from the government side, from the what you called from the official side and from the government side. There is no provision. I don't know. There is why a victim should be. It's like a cop panchayat, I can say. From the village people also saying, come for again. They want to beat them. I think they want to carry out one more atrocities. They're coming. They're climbing, or they're giving a notice. Come for peace meet. Let us resolve this one. The issue is here assessing. I'm not worried about. Everyone is having the cost ingrained in their mind, and they will carry out whenever the time. It's like a virus. Whatever you have seen the virus, it will pop up. So the issue is how to go ahead in the present scenario for unbiased and what you called without any prejudice in carrying out a fair investigations. I will say that two things. I will wind up with the two things. One is with this incomplete inquiry and investigation, whether it can withstand before the court during the trial, and thereafter we'll see whether it can sustain before the trial. I don't think so. It can happen, and the accused will come out freely. And right now the accused are in jail. Not all are arrested. Only a few of them, some of them are yet to be arrested, and they are in jail. And they'll come out, and then it will go as usual. We can see, and acquittal on the benefit of doubts or on whatever, and circumstantial evidence. We don't find anything. It will come like that. I don't want to forecast. I can ready to forecast after seeing the charge sheet. I can forecast it. I mean, not me. Can forecast what could be the things. What I can say is, if the offense is not proved, it doesn't mean that the atrocities has been not carried out. There are many things we have to see, that whether the fair trial, since there is no fair investigation so far, we don't think there will be a fair trial, and there could be a fair trial. I don't think there could be a fair trial, and I don't think the guilt, the accused will have been penalized. That's the present scenario. Okay, fine. Right. Thank you. I think I completed something to some extent. Yes.
Thank you, Venki. Arul?
I want to say one thing. Because of this only, even in my complaint, I said that CBI inquiry has to be carried out, because we have seen similar kind of things earlier also. There won't be any fair investigation. There won't be any fair trial. And at least if CBI been involved, we can at least get some kind of relief in this manner. That's the only. Thank you.